Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It's been a while. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I will uh, wait a moment just to allow others to tune in that may want to take the opportunity to hear what's going on. So, um, give me a second here as I gather myself. Hope everybody's doing all right on this hump day, this Wednesday evening. And so come on in, come on in, come on in. And I encourage you to ask questions and comment. Definitely encourage you guys. So, because I also have a call to action. A call to action that I want to share with everyone. All right, just a moment. Sorry. Trying to multitask here. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get going, get started. Um, Hold on, let me check my sound. I didn't get to do it first. All right, cool. Sound good. Sound is good. All right, I think we're looking good. So, so we'll go ahead and get started. So, first off, man, I'm excited. I'm elated to be releasing this book, Romans 3:23. So check it out. Obviously, the scripture, Romans 3:23. We all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God or of His glory, depending on which version that you read. So it's been something that's been in the works for a minute. It's been in the works. I just wanted to briefly talk to everybody, just to let you guys know. And I know a lot of you may not be able to tune in live right now, and that's fine. Uh, you can always circle back around and check us out of This World Productions on YouTube. Also, We Root, which is it's actually WE. We are out of this world is how it is, but WEROOTW on the Twitch app, and of course right here on YouTube, Facebook, my personal Facebook page or fan page, but Mars Speaks. But yeah, I just wanted to holler at y'all for a minute, let you know about the book. It will be available in digital copy as well as paperback. in print. And if I sell enough copies, who knows, we might come out with a limited edition hardback. But yeah, man, it's just it chronicles a lot of events that are fact-based events that occurred in my life, and also expanded to some others that are by proximity that are connected to me as well. And it's kind of exciting, man. Just the one word that sums it all up is courage. To be able to really muster up the courage to to put this out, and to put it out just for the world. Um, yeah. So it's gonna be, yeah. So it in starts with events that take place beginning in 2010, and then it just it goes from there. Um, so it's a huge stepping stone for me. Um, been flirting with the idea for a couple of years now, and just buckled down and just finally decided that hey, it's time. It's time. So, and I was actually, I wanted to wait towards the end of this broadcast before I talked about the call to action and what I really want to talk about. But for those of you who may or may not know, um, my this is my brother, like Ronald Donovan. He was um, involved in an incident, and of course, I used to be affiliated with a motorcycle organization. I'm not going to say the name. Those who know, but I'm not going to say the name on here. But he and his man, this was his lady, his the mother of his kids. They had been together for 10 years, on and off. Two beautiful children together. And October 8th last year, shortly before midnight, a turn of events occurred that claimed the life of one of our own. So, um, it's tough to talk about, but it's time. So this is Stephanie and Ron, aka Peoples and Short Fuse, involved in a shootout on the highway in Polk County, Florida, October 8th of last year. So for those of you who may or may not know, here is a here is a here's a clip, and I'm trying to gather myself here, so just bear with me. But here is here's a clip, and I will play that in just a moment here. Sorry. Let me get this. All right. Sorry, hold on. Thought I had this all together, but yeah. So anyhow, yeah. So Ron and Stephanie, had they were involved in this incident. All right, give me a moment. I'm trying to get this. All right, let's see here. All right, so y'all gotta bear with me. I thought I was gonna be sharing it, but All right, let's see if it's gonna do it here. All right, hold on. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. That's what we gonna do. I'm gonna give y'all something to. All right, I am back. Sorry about that. There's some technical difficulties. Okay. Yeah, I want to share,
House or laptop? Which one do you think is worth more?
share something. All right, I got it. The rest of it.
I want to take you back to the 1880s. You remember watching the old westerns where the outlaws were chasing each other through the countryside and shooting at each other? Well, let's advance to 2021. The same thing happened last night, except the outlaws, instead of being on horses, were on motorcycles. I guess you could call them iron horses. What I'm about to tell you is just a messed up situation by a bunch of messed up people. The information I give you is preliminary, and the reason I give you this disclaimer is nobody's telling us the truth. I know that's a newsflash, but it's not working in your best interest. But we've cobbled together some information I'm about to give to you. We apologize that we had to have the interstate shut down for a protracted period of time. However, we had bullet casings from three different firearms scattered over a half mile. And here's what occurred just after midnight. Ronald Donovan, who's 38 years of age and a black male, is a member of the Sin City Disciples motorcycle gang. He and at least two other motorcycles were eastbound off Interstate 4 through the county, headed toward the Orlando area. When along came two bus riders, a different gang, on at least two motorcycles, and passed them. Well, apparently that didn't work so well. And so then there was some skirmishing and some driving about 100 miles an hour. And during this event, Ronald shot from his motorcycle. He shot one of the bike riders, who is what we would call victim one. He's 36 years of age and a Hispanic male. Victim one says, I felt a sharp pain in the back as I was shot. And I immediately returned fire toward Ronald Donovan, who had a white kid on as his partner on the back of his motorcycle. shot. She falls off of the motorcycle, and Ronald stops. Ronald and she have been friends, as we're told, for about 8 or 9 years. At this time, victim 1 drives to Champions Gate, which is the next large intersection.
First, I want to just pause and I wanted to pause and just kind of provide context to provide context. So first and foremost, this was his. They were in a relationship. They have 2 children. So just pointing out just some things, because the way that it was framed and set is that, oh, this is just a friend or whatever. But no, it was much more than that. So just want to make sure that we are clear on just on this entire situation. And again, y'all have to really kind of excuse me, because again, it's tough talking about this out loud and just going through this whole thing. But all right, here we go.
Past I-4 and 27, stops at a Papa John's, dials 911 and said, I got shot on the interstate. In the meantime, we're receiving other 911 calls that there's a shooting down on the interstate, and obviously it's the same. We send deputies to both locations. The Florida Highway Patrol assists us, and we determine immediately that this is not a crash that's caused this fatality, or soon to be fatality. I keep calling it a fatality because they tell us she is in super critical condition at this moment. We start the investigation. We find out that there's a riding gun battle down Interstate 4 just after midnight last night. We have witnesses that said they were wearing gang colors, but by the time we arrived, they were not only not wearing their gang colors weren't there. Ronald had 2 empty gun holsters when he was taken into custody, but there were no firearms around. Just as deputies were arriving, they saw a motorcycle leave the scene, and we suspect the person on that motorcycle may have the gang colors and or the firearms. So we had to search for evidence and firearms all up and down the interstate. There was a half-mile trail of empty casings where this gunfight took place. At this moment in time, and I'm cautious at this moment in time, it appears to me that victim 1, who was shot in the back, was acting in self-defense when he returned fire toward Ronald Donovan, striking victim 2, who's a 33-year-old female.
There was a time when I barely knew how to turn on a computer. Now, I'm a cybersecurity specialist.
ECPI University, a leader in cybersecurity education, is helping.
Ronald Donovan, now keep in mind, has his friend, his girlfriend, shot off the back of his motorcycle. When we are trying to determine what happened from him, he says, I know my rights. I don't have to talk to you. I take the 5th. Dude, your girlfriend is just shot off the back of your motorcycle, is in extremely critical condition, and you won't cooperate to tell us what happened?
All right. So I'm just going to stop it right there. I'm gonna stop it right there, and um, all right. What you talking about there? What's starting to make sense? Talk to me. Um, so uh, the trial, the trial for Ronald Donovan begins on December 12th. So we are really trying to bring light to a lot of the things that have occurred. So in Polk County, Florida, there have been several instances where minorities or people of color have allegedly committed crimes or have been arrested in Polk County, Florida. There were also 3 deputies that were previously fired and for tampering with evidence. So let me lay out the synopsis for you in this situation. Currently, Ron is being charged with manslaughter, attempted second-degree murder, 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer, tampering with evidence, and felon in possession of a handgun. So here's what occurred. The events that led up to the shooting and Stephanie being found on the ground after being shot in the head, and her body being found 100 yards from where the bike was laid down. It was through and through, in on the left side, out on the right side. Ron was also being shot at, laid the bike down to run to her aid, got to her body, started rendering aid to her. 2 law enforcement officers arrived on the scene. Without announcing themselves, they went and grabbed him, and they even stated that they saw Ron, which was labeled as he was labeled as the accused or whatever, however the suspect one. They attempted to pull him away from her. Now, mind you, this is the woman that's in his life. They've got kids together, so he's trying to render aid, and they went to him unannounced. She was just shot off the bike. He was fired upon, and they tried to separate him from her, and he didn't know who they were, whatever. So he was just trying to get back to her. And upon whatever was going on, 2 empty gun holsters were found in or around the area. So 2 empty gun holsters. They say they fell off his person, whatever, but there's nothing in any state law that deems gun holsters to be illegal. Anyone can possess those. It can be a fashion statement, especially when it comes to bikers. No weapons were found on the scene. There were shell casings littered among the highway and the scene, but no weapons found on his person. No weapons found on his bike, the bike he was riding at the time. So they're charging a man with being in possession of a felon in possession of a firearm, but no firearms have been recovered or found whatsoever. Tampering with evidence. From the moment that he laid the bike down, he was detained and never left the scene. Stayed out on the highway until probably 7 the next morning, something to that effect. So it's a lot that is that's just not adding up. That's just not making sense. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. There are witnesses that were allegedly on the highway that say they saw 6 bikes or more, whatever the case, 6 to 8 bikes, 5 to 7 bikes. It's just a lot of different information that's getting skewed. The information is being put out that was initially put out to the public. The sheriff in Polk County said on the following Monday that he would have more information. The information on this case has been scrubbed from their website. The original hour plus YouTube video that was put out by the Polk County Sheriff's Department has now also been scrubbed from the internet and removed. There were a lot of accusations, a lot of conflicting information that was put out, and it just is not adding up. So, the call to action is, I know a lot of you may not know, Ron, may not be exactly familiar with the incident, but the call to action is to I'll put out some information on social media that we are hoping that everyone will share, just to give him a fair opportunity to prove his innocence and a fair opportunity at a defense. So yeah, it's just a lot, but again, it's within reason. Ron and I are putting out information, and we will have a full. It would actually be full details of what happened upon his release, and everything leading up to the events. But again, I just wanted to kind of touch on that. But anyway, back to the initial, the initial purpose. Again, talking about my book that's coming out. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Some fun stories in there. Actually got my boy on here right now. I don't know if you're watching Midnight. You tune in, bro. Yeah, our introduction into the other side of the motorcycle world, some of our experiences, man, just I accidentally became a pimp thanks to my boy Jeffrey Durrell and his escapades. Yeah, man, it's a lot. Talking about all kind of stuff. Getting man, me fighting. We were hosting a strip party, fighting outside or whatever it was, fighting outside the party, and just, man, a bunch of other stuff that occurred. So yeah, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real. Some of the names and events have been changed to protect the guilty, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be entertaining, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, and don't worry, I know I already got people like, man, don't put me in there, But hey, I'm gonna tell the story, but I'll protect the guilty. The innocent, not so much. But no, it's cool just to be able to tell this story. And I've had a pretty eventful life, man. Pretty eventful life, from growing up on Wolf Street. Yeah, a lot has changed over the years. A lot has changed. The whole Wright Avenue area, and going from there over to the west side, Capitol, between Balmer and Valentine, then going to Memphis, North Mississippi. Yeah. So we're going to get into it though. But yeah, Romans 3:23. So, oh man, it's Yeah, every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. So it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. So I'm just looking forward to the reception, man. I just hope y'all support and get back to it. Controversy Sales will be hitting the airwaves again. We will have new content, and I got another show that's replacing Some Things Are Better Left Unsaid. It's adult talk with the gentleman. So this is going to be uncensored. So yeah, it's going to be airing at 10 p.m. on Saturday nights. So this is not for all you Christians and you conservatives. This ain't gonna be the one for you. Yeah, I'm telling you now. So any of any of the pastors or my former church members that's on my page or that's watching, yeah, y'all tune out. Don't be looking at me sideways or sending me messages talking about y'all gonna pray for me. Should have been praying for me. Don't pray for me now because you're about to get the goods. But yeah, I just wanted to briefly talk to y'all. It was just kind of impromptu. So again, Romans 3:23. The book will be coming soon, October 30th. It will be available on Amazon, Apple, and other digital book platforms, and then it will be in select stores. I'll have print copies available, but then they will be in select stores in December. So stay tuned. I appreciate it. It's been real. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night.